Welcome to Oddball. I'm Charlotte Wilder. That's me. Why are you laughing already?
Because I didn't hear the music play, but I was like, all right, maybe they'll put it in post.
Well, me neither, but maybe it was there and we just don't know it. I mean, it's our favorite time of the week. Trivia Tuesday on a Wednesday. You are back to reclaim the crown, so I'm assuming you're ready to go, yes?
Yes, I am absolutely ready to go. And even though you guys are pulling some more shenanigans, doing it on a Wednesday, I was not prepared. I came in with a Tuesday mentality, but I gotta, you know what? I'm a pro. I'll get with it.
Yeah, okay, you better. We are very excited to announce our challenger today. It is Claire de Lune. Claire, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be back. I didn't get to hang out with you, Charlotte, last time I did the show because I think you were ill at the time. So I think it was an easy sell to get me to come back to hang out with you.
One of Charlotte's many COVID bouts.
Yeah, that was one of like the 4 times I had COVID last year, right before a big NBA event. It was really fun for everybody. So I'm thrilled to be here with you as well, Claire. This is pretty straightforward. We have up to 6 different questions for each of you, and whoever gets the most right wins, because that's how trivia works. We do encourage you to think out loud here, but you are only allowed one final answer. And in the event of a tie, I will pose a subjective question that may or may not have anything to do with basketball. So are we clear on the rules and ready? Amin, Claire?
I'm never clear on the rules, but go ahead.
It's so simple. It's so simple.
No, it's not.
Okay.
They seem pretty straightforward. Yeah, I'm clear.
Thank you. Great. Okay. Claire, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Your first question. Through 3 weeks of NBA Cup action, only one team has secured a berth in the elimination round. Which team is that? And I have a hint if you would like one.
I really want to try without a hint for my first question.
Great.
That feels like a phone a friend, kind of thing.
Also, this
is
is as of Monday morning, I should preface.
As of Monday morning. I was watching the game when this happened, but my mind is a blank slate of what the team, because I remember the broadcaster being like, and with that, they've secured a berth to the second round. Is it Boston?
No, which breaks my heart. But listen, Claire,
Can I steal?
I mean, fine, sure.
This is one of the rare ones where I do know something that happened in the standings. It's the Golden State Warriors because they haven't lost in Cup play.
That's right. I was watching that game. I was trying to remember Claire, the games I was watching this weekend because I remember them saying that on the broadcast. But I watched too many basketball games because I'm just too locked in. And so that's why I missed the question.
Here, if it makes you feel any better, we were once doing a thing where we had to like rank players or like do a snake draft or something. And I literally couldn't think of a single basketball player. Like I couldn't think of a single NBA. Like a player. My mind went completely blank. So the fact that
She's like,
you
Antonio
knew
Banderas. I'm like, wait, he doesn't play in the
NBA. Right.
That does make me feel a lot better, actually. Thank you, Charlotte.
Okay, good. So my question for you, Claire, is,
yes.
And we know you covered the Lakers a lot. Are the Warriors the best team in the West?
I mean, are they the best team in the West right now, or do I project them to be the most likely to come out of the West? Because I think those are 2 different questions for me.
Whichever you find more interesting.
Sure. I think they are. Can I answer them both? I think they're the best team in the West right now. And I also don't expect them to be the ones to come out of the West. It kind of reminds me a little bit, and I don't mean this to like besmirch how incredible their start has been at all, but it kind of reminds me of, I remember last year at the beginning of the season, the Orlando Magic were just like blazing hot on a tear. We were all like, are the Orlando Magic like going to threaten this? Like, what is happening right now? And kind of all got ahead of ourselves in like October, November. And then, as we know, like obviously they've been great this year, but didn't have like an incredible postseason last year by any means. So I feel like Golden State might be in that kind of zone where they're having an incredible start, and I have a lot of faith in them to make the playoffs and be, a top 4 or 5 seed. But I think when it comes to, the totality of the playoffs, I don't see them being the ones to come out of the West.
Who do you think?
Yeah, there you go, Charlotte.
I'm still riding the Oklahoma City train. I know, obviously Chet's hurt right now, but they just got Hartenstein back. They're such a complete team. They're so incredibly deep. I think they're right in that sweet spot of they got just enough of a taste of the playoffs and of being the 1 seed last year. They got that taste and they kind of got smacked in the mouth a little bit. So I think this year is going to be the year that they break through. So I still have faith in that team.
I mean, before we get to your first question, remember last year when Vinny Goodwill asked Ant Edwards if they'd had enough heartbreak to be champion? Do you think that the loss in the Western Conference Finals last year for the Thunder counted as enough heartbreak?
Do the Thunder? Well, they lost in the semifinals. They lost to the Mavericks in the semifinals.
Sorry. To the Mavs in the
Does it count as enough heartbreak? I'm gonna say yes for some. Yes for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because now he's been multiple times and he's their best player, and ultimately he's going to dictate where they go. For some of the younger guys, maybe not for Chet Holmgren, but the hope is there's enough guys, Caruso, Hartenstein, there are enough guys there who have tasted the heartbreak that it's kind of shared. And then all the other guys who haven't had the extensive playoff experience, they've had enough now. They had the one last year where it's like, they all get it, I think. So it's not like Minnesota where you've been to the first round a couple of times and that's right. That's the extent of your resume of heartbreak.
Right. Okay. Your first question, Amin. Of the 1,456 total points the Nuggets have scored in the 12 games Jokic has played this season, what percentage of points was Jokic responsible for? And I do have a hint, should you need one.
Give me a hint because I have no idea.
Okay, over or under 40%?
40% is a lot. So how many points in how many games are we saying?
Of the 1,456 total points the Nuggets have scored in the 12 games Jokic has played in this season.
1,456. 10% of that is 145. So
okay, now you're just showing off that you can do math.
I'm just saying.
I went to engineering school, whatever.
I'm looking at 600 points in 12 games, 600 points. That's 50 points a game. I'm going to say under 40%.
Oh, right. You hate to see it. He has scored 50% of those points, and he has scored or assisted. Oh, wait.
Oh, scored
Did
or
I read
assisted.
This clue wrong?
Oh, you read it wrong. You said scored. Scored or assisted is different.
Damn.
Scored, he's not averaging 50 points a game. Scored and assisted, he's absolutely responsible for it. I think.
All right, producers, what are we going to do here?
A little
what do we do? Hank, who is in charge of writing these things, wants everyone to know I did not say scored. You said what? Oh, wait, no, I said was responsible for. I did it right.
That's what I said. She said responsible for, which is sneaky, but does also imply assists.
All right.
Stop playing that.
No, keep playing it. I love it.
Yeah, keep playing it. Regardless, I mean, do you think that Jokic can keep this up for the entire season?
Yes, he has to. Okay. They're gonna do anything. Yeah, as long as he's alive and playing, that's what it's gonna be. He's not on a hot streak. This is just who he is right now. Right.
This is just how he plays basketball in the year of our Lord 2024. Okay, yes. Claire, your second question. Dalton Knecht hit 9 threes. Yeah, you know this guy. Hit 9 threes last Tuesday on the way to a career high 37 points. Yes. Was Knecht's 9 threes more, less, or the same as JJ Redick's career high?
Ooh, oh my God, these questions are harder than I thought. Okay.
Sorry, yeah. We can blame Hank.
Well, the good news is it's not like worded like a troll on a bridge where it's kind of like, oh, actually, this is what I meant. And then they pull it out from under your...
It wasn't that misleading.
It was very misleading.
And I couldn't steal that question because there were 2 options. So one got eliminated. Just to talk this through, Charlotte.
Yes, please.
I would assume JJ Redick, one of the greatest 3-point shooters of all time, has scored more than 9 threes in a game, except it feels like anecdotally it would have been brought up in some way if he had, if it was like around there or close to there. So I kind of think, all right, continuing to talk this out, which you can edit out as I ramble on and on.
This is great.
I think that they would have brought it up if he passed him, because that feels like a relevant thing. So I'm going to say less, but I'm going to say it with the full understanding that 9 threes in a game is preposterous for a rookie.
Oh, it was the same.
You
were so close.
Wait, was that an option? Okay, maybe these bridge trolls are writing the questions. I didn't know that the same was an option.
I said more or less are the same. I'm not to. I am the bridge troll in this case, so I'm defending my own little bridge here.
Bridge troll, so to be fair.
Well, now I'm just blushing. No, this was crazy. I didn't know. To be fair, I didn't know the answers to any of these. I'm just reading the questions. Knecht shot 9 for 12 last Tuesday. JJ went 9 for 12 from 3 on January 18th, 2016, as part of a 40-point effort to lift the Clippers past the Rockets.
Wait, so that was his career high was 9. That was the most threes he's ever hit in a game. Can I just say, to the Lakers beat writers that I work with on a regular basis, you're really falling down on the job, because that's a super interesting factoid that I heard nobody report on.
It's Dan Wojcicki's fault. I like it.
Yeah, Dan Wojcicki, Dave McMenamin. It's actually your fault that I got that question wrong.
Yeah, I love it. We're blaming them. Fun fact: Dalton Knecht was playing JV basketball as a freshman in high school in 2016. How do you think that Knecht has benefited from having JJ as a coach? This is the real question that matters, not some stat.
Okay, I can answer the follow-ups very well. The trivia,
which is much more important. Much more important.
I would say, he really, in some ways, obviously, falling to 17 when you're a projected top 5 to 10 draft pick is disappointing, but I think he fell into the absolute best possible situation for him, both because there's actually a role for him on this Lakers team. They really need him. They need someone with athleticism and shooting. But also because JJ Redick, he is JJ's proxy in so many ways. They're such similar players. And he told me, I just did a story on JJ and Dalton. I was asking him about their relationship, and Dalton told me that he watched JJ tape in college at Tennessee to learn. He wanted to learn from, some of JJ's methods for getting open to take his, famous jumpers. And he said, the coolest thing about playing for the Lakers now is that he can just ask JJ, hey, how did you do that? In person. And so I think he ended up in the best possible scenario for him.
I could not agree more. Amin, we're going to get your second question in here before the break. Who is the last Laker to win Rookie of the Year? No hints.
All right, no hints. I don't need hints. All right, moving backwards in time. The last Laker to win Rookie of the Year. I'm guessing this would have been before Shaq and Kobe, because obviously Kobe didn't win Rookie of the Year. And then after Shaq and Kobe, I don't think they had any rookies that were good enough to win Rookie of the Year. I'm going to say it's either Worthy or Magic. Magic didn't win Rookie of the Year. It was Bird that won it. I'm going to go James Worthy.
Oh, no. It was Elgin Baylor in 1959. Damn. And that was when they were the Minneapolis Lakers. An LA Laker has never won the award.
Wow. Okay. Live and you learn.
All right. With that, we will be back after the break.
Oh, there's the music. Yeah.
There's that Wii theme park music that we know and love.
Nice
Welcome back to Trivia Tuesday on a Wednesday with Claire de Lune. It is currently 1-0 Amin because he stole one of Claire's questions. So it is time for Claire's third question. Who has made more three-pointers as a member of the Lakers? Gabe Vincent or Dwight Howard? And these questions are a lot harder than I thought when I initially looked at them.
Dwight Howard.
Yes.
It's such a ridiculous pair of options that it had to be Dwight Howard, right?
No, it's not even that. It's that I've been watching a lot of Gabe Vincent for all the Lakers games I've attended, and there's no way anyone, quite frankly, has shot less three-pointers than him. I think he literally is one for, I don't know what the stat is, but it's he's one for 20-something or something like that right now. It's really crazy. He's in one of the worst shooting slumps I've ever personally borne witness to.
See, the way that this was worded to me sounded so obvious that it was Dwight Howard that I was like, well, it has to be Gabe Vincent. If this is a question, I got reverse psychology into. So here's the thing. Gabe Vincent, we start to hear trade rumors about guys like him around this time. So do you think the Lakers have a trade coming?
Well, the thing about Gabe Vincent, unfortunately, he's not Miami Gabe Vincent right now. He was, incredible in those finals. That's not the player he is, quite frankly, at the moment. And so he's a negative trade asset. So if there's a way to get rid of Gabe Vincent, which I think based on the intel I'm hearing, the Lakers would obviously like to, they're going to have to attach something quite desirable to him to move him. I do think that the Lakers will make a trade by the deadline. I don't think it's going to be like at the December 15th mark, when they first can trade some move, like D'Angelo Russell isn't available to trade until then. But I do think by, All-Star break, by the trade deadline, the team will look different.
I mean, you agree?
Yeah. Shocker. Not exactly a line out the door for a guy who's hit less threes than Dwight Howard. Holy shit. I don't think we dwelled enough on that stat.
That's crazy.
Terrifying, right?
Yeah.
What the Lakers are discovering is that Miami Gabe Vincent wasn't even Miami Gabe Vincent in Miami, because he wasn't a good 3-point shooter for most of that year. And then in the playoffs, he caught fire. Yeah. And that was one of the things, you guys are buying something off of the best moments of his life, not exactly what he's been up to. But yeah, no, the funny thing is, Claire, back me up on this one. At the beginning of the year, it was maybe D'Angelo Russell isn't the guy. Maybe they can, it's a good deal. It could be easily moved. And now since he's played better recently, it's no, not my D'Angelo Russell. He can't be moved at all. And this is the part where I always like to say for front offices, you can't fall in love with your own bullshit. You have to know the truth and then bullshit everybody else. You can't say, yeah, D'Angelo's good. He's a good shooter and all. And then he makes some shots wait a second, he's a good shooter. No, you fell for your own bullshit now.
Yeah.
I think so. He's had actually a rough, he was really good when they first moved him to the bench. I think he was, had a point to prove. Now that he's been on the bench for a little while, and his minutes have gone progressively, they've gone down and down and down, smaller and smaller. Dalton Knecht currently plays significantly more minutes, for example, than D'Angelo Russell. He hasn't been playing very well, but I feel like they're just not really highlighted. They're still being quite, the messaging is quite positive because I think they would like to move him. So they're no, you want to buy this Toyota Camry. It runs like a dream.
Very dependable, sort of, except it's not.
And sexy.
Yeah. Okay. Amin, your third question.
Okay. All right.
LaMelo Ball scored a career-high 50 points against the Bulls on Friday night. How many points did he have at halftime? And I have a hint if you want it.
Give me the hint.
Was it over or under half of 50? Was it over or under 25?
Over, under half of 50.
Over. Oh, yeah. Extra math. Over 25. Final answer.
He had 10. He
Really?
ended the game shooting 17 for 38, which is crazy. He's averaging 30.7 assists and 5 rebounds per game this season. Is it, much like we talked about Gabe Vincent at the height of his powers being chosen by the Lakers, is this real for LaMelo?
Well, the scoring part is real. The losing part is also very real. And that's really the bigger issue. He's been better defensively this year in terms of his commitment to it. I mean, the Hornets just aren't a very talented team, I don't think. And I wonder if you did give him talent, would he rise to meet that new talent level? Or is he a guy that enjoys being on a team that has no expectations, so you get to do whatever you want to do and no one really cares because you're the Charlotte Hornets?
The Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
Okay, Claire, your fourth question.
Okay.
2 teams haven't lost a home game yet this season. One is Cleveland, who are 17-1. Who is the other team? I'm going to give you 3 choices.
Okay.
The Magic, the Celtics, or the Raptors.
I'm pretty sure the Celtics actually have lost at home. So I think this is a trick question because that's obviously the best team listed. So your face is making me think that might be not. So maybe I won't eliminate them quite yet.
No, you should eliminate them.
Okay.
Her face is.
I think it's the Magic.
You can't trust my face.
I know the Raptors have lost at home because the Lakers beat them at home. I'm pretty sure I watched the Celtics not just lose at home, but lose at home on their very special NBA Cup court.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's not necessary, Claire.
Hey, Claire, who did they lose to on that NBA Cup?
Why are we doing this?
Surely it's one of the best teams in the league, right? That's probably who beat them, right? Like the Warriors or the.
No, I think it maybe wasn't one of the best.
It wasn't
Okay, it was the Hawks without Trae Young. We get it. Blah 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 blah.
Charlotte,
good job, everybody.
You shortcutted it. I was gonna build. You say Atlanta Hawks. Like, oh, well, clearly because Trae Young had a crazy game, right?
I know that's what you're gonna do. So I cut you off because I didn't want you to do it, and you did it anyway. So here we are. Claire, you're correct. It's the Orlando Magic. They are 8-0 at home this season, even with Paolo Banchero hurt. They are 8-5 since losing him this season, mostly thanks to Franz Wagner, who is now the favorite to win Most Improved. This is a question for both of you. Did you see this coming? Because I was pretty sure that when Paolo got hurt, like that they were going to really suck for a while.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it coming that they were going to, do so well without Paolo. And to that point, I didn't see the Franz Most Improved season coming because I think it's a direct, response to Paolo being out. Like, I don't think Franz would be having nearly the season he's having were it not for the opportunity vacated by Paolo's, not being involved in the team right now. So, I mean, good for him. He's been playing amazing. And I think this is the ceiling a lot of Franz fans were hoping existed. But it's cool to see proof that it actually exists.
What would you call Franz heads? Franz heads?
No.
Franzinators?
Oh, I like that. Yeah. I mean, you were going to say something about basketball.
No, look, you said 8-5 since Paolo got hurt. Mm-hmm. That eliminates a very big piece of context, which is they lost the first three. They're 8 of their last 9. Yeah. So at first it was kind of like what we expected. Look, this team that struggles to score just lost their best scorer. I know they defend very well, but at some point you got to score more than 88 points to win an NBA game. And those first few games, it looked like this is life. But then they turned around and like Claire said, I don't know if you get this kind of growth from Franz Wagner, if not the necessity of we need someone to kind of take control and take over. And he's been phenomenal, particularly last few games. I know he had the game winner against the Lakers, but he had an incredible game the whole night. And it's one of those times where you say to yourself, okay, when Banchero comes back, how do we keep this version of Franz Wagner and meld it together with what Banchero brings to the table?
Make it all work.
I think Houston is having a similar situation right now where they just have too many guys, too much talent. Obviously, they're playing really well, but the Franz situation kind of makes me wonder what some of the guys on that Houston team would look like if there weren't just so many of them, playing so well. As we saw, last year when Jalen Green kind of had to take the wheel. So I think there's probably several teams in the league that could learn something from the Orlando situation.
It's a really awesome problem to have. I think the Sixers would kill for that.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Your fourth question, the Bucks had an awful start to their season. On November 18th, they were in 12th place in the East. As of Monday morning, where are the Bucks currently ranked in the Eastern Conference?
All right.
I do have a hint if you need it.
Give me a hint.
Are they over or under 8.5?
Wait.
Shit, they've won 4 games. They've won 4 games, but is that enough? Because you said they were 12th. Can you give me their record?
Their record
at the time, not now, obviously, but their record when they were 12.
When they were 12, no, I do. I have no idea what their record when they were 12 was.
8.5. I'm gonna go. Whatever option means 1 through 8. I'm not gonna say over under because then you guys are like, well, technically whatever. So I think they are better than the 8.5 seed.
You're right. The East sucks so much that they are in 6th.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna guess on.
6th.
Okay. Quick tiebreaker.
Ooh, yeah, we're tied.
I can't really think of one. But let's.
I thought you had these all prepped.
Yeah, you would think so, wouldn't you? Claire, what is, you know what? I'm just going to leave this as a tie. I can't think of this. We're running out of time. You'll just have to come back. This is an excuse for you to come back and to figure out who is the champion once and for all. Thank you so much.
Brilliant conclusion.